Halo teman-teman, ini saya ikut seminar mengenai diabetes dan obesitas. Ikutin ya video ini sampai selesai.
Yeah, proud of you, baby. We all have to be proud of ourselves for conquering and fighting diabetes. I too am a type 2 diabetic. And I'm so proud of me. Can we all sing that? I'm so proud of me. Love by me, right? Because love has to start with yourself, right? Yeah, and we're so proud. We're so proud of us. We're so proud of me. Love by you and me. We're so proud, yeah. Oh, we're so proud, baby. We're so proud. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
So we want to have a little fun, we want to fellowship, we kind of want to get to know each other as well. You turn to your seat because this is the highlight of, not that everybody.
Well, one thing I tell patients is our bodies weren't designed to live today. We were designed to live hundreds of thousands of years ago in the Stone Age, where you had to hunt and gather, you had to pack on some extra energy so that you could make it through the long, harsh winter. And so our bodies still are thinking of like, hey, I need more weight so I can make it through the winter. But we've got heat now. I'll be hungry. I might not want food, but it's dinner time. I got to sit down and social. I'm not hungry, but my doctor told me to eat more protein, so I'm going to make myself eat protein. Those are some of the conscious decisions in the executive function of the brain. So, and all these pathways that come from the gut and talk to the brain, they're really important to maintain all of these reasons why we eat. And keeping it off, that's really important. And so, looking at the type of food and how you're losing, if you're just doing, familiar with body mass index? So it's calculation using your height and weight. Because you might not just have one, you might have bariatric surgery, but those pathways start to light up again, and you need something else to give you a little bit more help with it. Lifestyle might work for a while, but you need to add the medication. So I have a lot of stress. Your body starts to store more fat. It raises cortisol levels. I always think about it as your body thinks it's going into hibernation mode, so it needs to store the fat so that it can finally get some good rest. So a lot of stress, a lot of sleep, and that's hard. We all, fish or 100 calories of candy, my body's going to react very differently. So the biggest problem are the sugars and starches, the processed things. And what happens is, I got a quiz question for you. Okay. If you have a normal blood sugar, and I could sift out all of the sugar from your bloodstream and put it into a container, how much sugar would be in that container? How much sugar is dissolved in your bloodstream? A teaspoon. So what happens if you have that soda that has 18 teaspoons of sugar? What happens to your system? So, you eat or drink something really starchy or sugary, breaks down quickly. Now your blood sugar goes up. So to process that sugar, your pancreas makes insulin. So your body makes its own insulin. And the purpose of that insulin is to take that energy, to take that glucose and store it as energy, help to get it into the cells so that you can use that sugar for energy. But then sometimes you make too much insulin, So then your blood sugar crashes, because the insulin comes in too hard, and then blood sugar goes down, and what happens? Hungry, tired, moody, dizzy, shaky. So what do? You get sleep, but you also eat again, and you keep going on the cycle. So does this make sense for a lot of folks? And keep up with that insulin, that's when you start getting diabetes. So you might be cranking out that insulin in the background for a long time before your blood sugar actually starts to go up. But we still have some of the issues with it behind the scenes. And I know Chef Nyata Fraser is going to give you a lot of tips about fiber and then fat. So I heard somebody saying that's not a bad word. Right. Yeah, fat for fullness and flavor. So it doesn't mean sticks of butter and pounded fat. It's not the fat that's making your cholesterol go up. It's the sugars and starches that are getting stored as fat. So this is somebody that had, this is their blood sugar graph. So if they just have a fruit smoothie, the blood sugar is going to go away. You're drinking all of that sugar. But if you put some protein in it, maybe a little avocado for some fat, the blood sugar doesn't creep up as much. And then the same thing, like pizza. If you have a salad before the pizza, there's actually less of a glucose spike than if you have the pizza by itself. So thinking about how you eat food, and the resources at the end, but vegetables. So this is a little meat heavy, and I know Nyata is a little bit more vegetable heavy. But I think making sure you're getting that fiber and protein is really important. And limiting, I think we both agree, limiting bread, rice, pasta, juice, soda, the sweets, things like that. What about fruit? You think fruit? Be careful. Fruit has a lot of sugar. Especially if you juice it, you end up having 4 or 6 oranges in 1 cup. It hits your system and your blood sugar is going to go up. And there's a really interesting thing, like apples, 50 years ago, apples were like these little things. Now, 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. If you're taller or more muscular, you might need more. So maybe like 20 to 40 grams 2 or 3 times a day. And you want to think about using muscle. Walking is wonderful and it's great, but also maybe your upper body. And it could be something at home with weights or bands or just doing something. It really helps a lot with the side effects. Making sure your gut. Some people get diarrhea, constipation, so make sure you're eating enough fiber, getting enough fluids. That can help with a lot of the gut issues that your body makes that control hunger and satiety. So if you remember that picture of the brain and the gut, your gut and pancreas, they release these chemicals, then it may be covered. But you've had documentation of those things. They're not kidding. They won't. Not like, oh, I've had blood pressure on my wrist. No. They won't really get a heart attack. So it's really sad because sometimes a patient last week, she's like, oh my God, since my...
Are there other medications that I might be taking because I just get an infusion? Are there medications that are contraindicated for taking?
There are different forms of semaglutide that they make people really sick. There can be contamination or impurities. There's a lot of studies of the compounded meds and found that there are heavy metals and other things in there that can be made incorrectly. They can have too little or too much active ingredient. So there's dosing errors. You don't know how to take it because it's not dosed the same way as the brand product. So, and it's illegal. You wouldn't know that because everyone's still advertising. So they're making so much money that it's worth it to them to deal with the lawsuits that are going to come in because if they make $1 billion, okay, I'll give you $1 million. I'm still making a ton of money. But you're going to see that disappear. And if you look up here, every time I increase the dose, I increase the price. And so they're paying more than what I could have, gotten the brand name. So be really careful with the compounding. Here to take. This Wegovy pill, you have to take on an empty stomach.
Kalau teman-teman suka video saya, silahkan di komen like, share, and subscribe ya. Terima kasih. Sampai jumpa di video berikutnya mengenai kesehatan, jalan-jalan, dan makan bersama saya, Albert American Vlog. Terima kasih.